But I keep it simple and I use the spinner. I just want to show you what Chakra UI is offering here. So let's jump back to the code. So we're back on our product screen. I've closed all the other tabs, so I recommend you to do the same. We have autosave on, so you're not losing any work. I close up this Finder here. What we can do now is we add a couple of conditions to have a conditional rendering set up. So it will check if it's loading, if it's not loading, okay, check for error. If we don't have both of these, please render the products. And this is what we're about to do here. So I add the curly braces. Oh, actually, let me do this inside the wrap. So we stay inside the wrap and we add the curly braces and we say loading, question mark. And just for now, because you can mess up your code very quickly if you get confused by all these errors it's throwing us now, and it hates us that we're doing it. So what I just want to do here now is I want to say loading in a paragraph. So I did loading question mark and I opened those parentheses and I just put in the loading. And then we can say otherwise if we have an error question mark. So if this error is true, let's go ahead with another parentheses, and just for now we will fill this soon with real data. Just say we have an error. Otherwise, so if this is all good and we don't have an error and we're not loading, we want to pass in the products.map, so what we have done before. But before we do this, we need to get rid of those curly braces here. The products.map is wrapped in. So on line 21, I remove the first curly braces and the last curly braces here on line 27. And I grab this whole thing, I do Control X, and I go in here and I paste that in. So if I click now Control S, or I press Control S, it auto formats. And now we have a better structure. We have one condition and the statement. We have another condition and the statement, and we have the last condition. So like an if else. So here in the loading, we will introduce a spinner. So we have a stack element because we want to center that. And we say, hey, this is direction row. So this is CSS again. We're applying it through Chakra UI, and we will say spacing will be 4. And then inside the stack, and it complains because we haven't defined stack, we haven't brought this in yet. We do this in a second. We will bring in the spinner, and it's self-closing, so I close that first. And I say margin top is 20, otherwise it sticks at the top. And we can say thickness of your spinner itself, I will keep this at 2 pixels. You can have it bigger if you want. So we do speed, so you can define the speed. I say it's 0.65 seconds for one circle, so for one round. And I say the empty color, so where the main color is not, we can say just have a gray of 200, close the string, and the primary color for the spinner will be orange.500, because I stick to the orange theme. In case you have another theme, there's now your chance to put in green or blue or whatever you have decided to take as a theme. Okay, we have the spinner here. Let's bring them in before we move on. So we go ahead here in the Chakra UI React and we say, okay, here's your spinner and here's your stack, and it should be fine now. It says that our something has crashed, but we shouldn't matter for now. So let us terminate that for now. So it keeps annoying us. We can have a look soon what that is. And we go ahead here with the error, and we can